Pretty Girl Club. Welcome to another episode of Comment, Foolery, Exposed. In this series, we're going to be talking about Ecane and all of the hypocrisy surrounding her. Instead of focusing on all of the other bad things that Ecane has apparently done, people want to argue back and forth about whether she's light-skinned. I also saw where there was a darker exotical who made a TikTok where she was talking about the hypocrisy in the black community. And she was talking about how unambiguous mono dark-skinned black women will kind of go against anyone who's lighter than them. That's something I've talked about on this channel all the time. I also have a theory that a lot of women with inferiority complexes enjoy watching pretty or quote-unquote privileged black women and mixed race women being abused. So now that I've done a little bit more research on Ecane and I am aware of her being in this domestic violence situation, I genuinely do believe that a lot of the unambiguous black women who watch her are watching her because they enjoy seeing a light-skinned woman struggle, or they enjoy seeing her being abused. I've noticed the same thing with that TV show Baddies, or like Love and Hip Hop, or Basketball Wives, those sorts of shows. I feel like a lot of people enjoy seeing these pretty mixed race or light-skinned women, or kind of darker skinned exoticals, for lack of better words. They enjoy seeing them being abused, or they enjoy seeing these types of women get beat up or get dragged online. And so I feel like that's also a part of the reason why people like watching Ecane. It's because they enjoy seeing her get knocked upside the head or get into arguments, or seeing her bald patches on her head, because it helps some of these women feel better about themselves, knowing that, oh, Ecane, she's supposed to be the pretty girl, but she has bald patches. So, now I feel better about myself. And how do I know this? Well, I know this based on the screenshots that I have pulled of people dragging her looks, or dragging her domestic violence, or using her domestic violence situation in the same way they did with Danny Lay, where they said, basically your light skin couldn't save you. They did the same thing with Cassie. So making fun of it or using her being abused as a humbling tactic. But if I were to use black femicide as a humbling tactic, or if I were to use black women being abused by unambiguous black men, or by their own fathers, or being abandoned by their fathers and stuff, if I were to use stuff like that as a humbling tactic, I'd be called colorist. So do you see where the hypocrisy is? But let's go ahead and get into some of these comments. This comment says, Ecane was wrong. This girl talking about the heights, but is getting beat by her baby daddy, and she's talked about getting STDs. She's not known for anything positive, just drama. Okay, but do you see the hypocrisy with unambiguous monoracial dark-skinned black women, though? Because you don't care about the fact that she's had STDs, or the fact that she allegedly was a predator. You don't care about the fact that she's being domestically abused. You don't care about her kids being abused. No, all you care about is her acknowledging her privilege. And once again, what is the correct way for a light-skinned person to acknowledge their privilege? But this is the TikTok creator I came across, and this girl actually went on kind of this rant talking about the hypocrisy of unambiguous dark-skinned black women, and how some of them don't like women lighter than them, or they enjoy seeing women struggle, or they enjoy seeing these mixed race women struggle, or women who are supposed to benefit from texturism or featureism or whatever, seeing them struggle. And when she was going on her rant, she used the word us, like kind of putting herself in the same group as Ecane, which I would put this girl in the same group as well, because I consider them both to be exoticals, aka they are both women who, regardless of their complexions, are going to be othered and accused of benefiting from isms. And so she went on a rant telling the truth about the hypocrisy that she has seen within the black community, and what do you think happened? This person says, girl, you aren't the complexion you think you are. You aren't getting cool points, and Ecane is not going to let you fuck her. Baby, please, stop embarrassing yourself. You will never pass the paper bag test. So notice how as soon as an exotical starts talking about the hypocrisy she sees, in order to humble her, they want to say you won't pass the paper bag test. But if Ecane would have said, these women won't pass the paper bag test, and I do, she would have been called a colorist even worse. This person says, you're literally a monkey, just like us. And it's an unambiguous black woman calling her a monkey, or what appears to be a black woman calling her a monkey. So some people were saying that Ecane has called black women monkeys, or saying that they look monkey-like, or she talked about someone's lip or something like that. So it's funny how people seem to have outrage about that, where Ecane said that somebody's lip looked like a monkey, but nobody's talking about this, which is a person who identifies as black in somebody's comment section saying that they are literally a monkey. Oh, and by the way, don't forget about all of the hundreds of thousands of black women who follow the cringy side of the divestment movement where they call black men apes all the time. And guess who has the same features as black men? Black women. You have the same face shapes, the same nose, you're the same race. You're of the same ethnic group. And so I don't see any outrage about that. And by the way, this is the girl's phenotype. So she has kind of a deeper skin tone with looser curly hair. She does not, in my opinion, have the typical unambiguous West African / Bantu African American features. And notice how they're going in on this girl's looks. And this is all because this girl called out the hypocrisy about the Ekane situation. This person says the only thing light about you is your makeup shade. You don't love yourself enough to buy the right shade for your dark skin. Trust me, nobody is hating. So once again, they're saying you're not light-skinned, your makeup is light-skinned. So this is the same thing that they also said with Ekane as well. And I've noticed that anytime dark-skinned exoticals and light-skinned exoticals come together and stay on code, people love trying to divide us up by complexion. They want women who are not light-skinned. And by the way, this girl in her TikTok, I don't even remember hearing her say, we are light-skinned or I am light-skinned. All she was saying is us. Like she used the word us when she was discussing unambiguous mono dark-skinned black women, kind of going against anyone that they do not view as unambiguous and dark-skinned. And then people took that small word, us, and then they felt like, she was grouping herself in with Ekane, and they don't like that. Like, how dare you feel like you have solidarity with Ekane? Ekane is more privileged than you. So you look stupid right now by even defending her. And by the way, have you ever noticed that anytime you give a different opinion than unambiguous black women, then they will say things like, you're defending colorists, you're defending racists, you're defending people who are bad. That person doesn't like you. Ekane doesn't like you. They did the same thing with my YouTube channel. They'll be like, oh, Exoticals United, she doesn't like dark-skinned exoticals. She doesn't like dark-skinned mixed women. And they're saying that because they want the darker women to feel inferior to women who are lighter. They want them to feel inferior because they themselves feel inferior. And so they'll also try to say, oh, so-and-so is not light-skinned, she's light brown. And they're saying that because they desperately want light brown women to be their allies and be their mules and to kind of be their footstools. And so they will try to divide us up in an attempt to gain social allies for their own plight. And it's not working anymore. Somebody says the self-hating is crazy. Yikes, get well soon. You're included. You're dark-skinned, honey. Next. So once again, they're trying to remind her like you're dark-skinned, as if being dark-skinned invalidates your talking points, as if dark skin means that you're not allowed to have a voice. And once again, they do the same humbling tactic of blackifying you or darkening you whenever you say something that they disagree with. So once again, they just did this with Ekane, saying, well, she's not even light-skinned, she's light brown. So they're trying to blackify her and darkify her so that it can invalidate her talking points. Somebody says, you look like an avatar. You look very strange. So they're trying to say that she looks like an alien, like they're talking about her features. And once again, point out which features look strange and which features look off. What, eyes, nose, lips? Tell me what features about this girl are ugly, and then compare them to features that you think are pretty. What's wrong with her? Her features, her skin tone, hair texture? Please tell me what makes her look strange and off. Somebody said, you could have said this in a much better way, baby. This is very nasty work. Colorism goes both ways often, but name-calling and insults are mean. So suddenly, people want to throw the rock and hide their hands where they're saying, oh, well, you can insult people, but you're not allowed to name-call people or bring up skin tones because that's too mean. And it's like, these people who have insulted Ekane, they're bringing up domestic violence. I've seen people bring up the fact that light-skinned people still get shot by the police. They're bringing up her getting her ass beat. So they are bringing up literally black femicide because she is at risk for black femicide by being in a domestic violence relationship. So none of that matters. That's not mean. Those things are not mean, but it is mean to talk about someone's skin tone or to say that their top lip looks ugly like a monkey. And meanwhile, people right here just called this girl a monkey and now they're calling her an avatar. So once again, do you see how it's fake outrage? And I've noticed that some women, they will talk about your skin color or your looks or your struggles, but then if you do the same thing, they'll say, well, you're mean. And it's like, okay, well, if you don't want someone to be mean to you, don't be mean to them. Like, don't talk shit about others and then you won't get your feelings hurt. This person says jump scare, then they have a scary picture trying to say that's what she looks like. Someone says they're hating because you're worthy and light, like shaking their head. Another person says the fact that you not even cute is crazy. Just be quiet. So once again, do you see their hierarchy mindset coming out? Because she is doing that same thing that Queen Trauma did in her video the other day, where she basically was saying, you're not cute enough to be talking like this. You're not cute enough to be thinking like this. So that implies that if you are prettier than that, then apparently you are cute enough to talk like that and to think like that. So they have this mindset of, oh no, you can only be super confident or cocky or sassy if you're like prettier than everyone else. And so if I don't think you're pretty, then you don't get to talk like that. So once again, it's giving the same thing as the red pill. You're not a 10, you're a 6. You not even cute. The fact that you not even cute is crazy. Just be quiet. So basically they're saying because you're not a 10, you don't get to talk. And it's like, who are you to determine someone else's self-perception? You don't get to decide how beautiful I get to feel. You don't get to decide how cute I think I am. But I've noticed that anytime you disagree with the unambiguous Black community, they instantly will come for your looks. They're instantly going to talk about your skin tone or bad things that you've gone through. But if you do the same thing, suddenly, oh my God, you're so mean. And then their feelings get hurt. Their self-esteem is crushed. You know, they're just super depressed after you make a comment about them. And it's like, if your self-esteem is that fragile and that low to the point where somebody making a TikTok can get you enraged, then you shouldn't be on the internet. You should not be on the internet at all. You should actually get off of social media and go work on your self-esteem, because throughout life, people are going to say mean things. People are going to be racist. And I'm not even talking about the Black community, light skin, whatever. No, white people or people of other groups, they're going to be racist. And so the way I see it is, if I think someone's racist, I'm not going to go follow a woman who is a part of the KKK and then like watch her TikToks and then get mad and say, oh my God, she's so mean. She talked about Black people's skin tone. She's racist. It's like, no, I'm not going to allow somebody's small comment to completely destroy my self-esteem. And notice how them saying that this girl is mean and her tone is mean, that means that they're giving this girl the social power to destroy their self-esteem, just like how they did with Ekane. So all it takes is one comment from a light-skinned girl or one comment from an Exotical to completely enrage you. You're over here mad, sitting around with a headache, your blood pressure is elevated, all because somebody said something you didn't like. And this is exactly why a lot of people in the Black community have a problem social climbing, or why they struggle with inferiority complexes. It's because they allow others to make them feel inferior by getting upset. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. This person says, baby, who the fuck told you that you're light skinned? Because I'm not going to get mad at you because they filled that lie in your head. I want to talk to them. So once again, they're assuming that by this girl calling out the hypocrisy that she views herself as light-skinned. And she said nothing in her TikTok about, oh, I'm light-skinned, you guys want to talk to us like this. She didn't even say that. So it reminds me of Chili from TLC when they called her burnt. And then, you know, Chili said she was caramel without a tan, and people instantly were like, oh, she thinks she's light-skinned because of her hair texture. Chili never even called herself light-skinned. All she said was, without a tan, she is caramel. It reminds me of this girl where all she's saying is, hey, I noticed the hypocrisy with Black women and Ekane. You guys are canceling her, but it's fake outrage because you still follow her. And instead of addressing the talking points, people automatically want to start arguing and invalidating you. This person says, you light skin? LMFAO. Somebody else said, girl, you are dark skinned. Who the hell lied to you? I'm mad at them because who the hell is us? You're dark skinned, bitch. Because she used the word us, saying that, you know, unambiguous mono dark skinned Black women want to come against us, then suddenly people are like, oh, why are you grouping yourself in with Ekane? Ekane is in a different league than you, basically. She's in a different league than you because she's higher than you on the totem pole, because her skin is lighter than yours. So you just look like you're pandering to colorists, or you're seeking the approval of colorists. I noticed that's the same argument that women like Chrissy try to give to the dark-skinned women on my channel, because people hate to see light-skinned women and dark-skinned women coming together. People hate to see Black women and mixed-race Black women coming together. People hate to see women of all different phenotypes and ethnicities coming together. And so they're going to try to divide us and create a hierarchy upon us. Like, they're going to try to project that on us by saying, you wish that you were light-skinned, or you wish you were biracial. So I've noticed they're already trying to do that in these comments section, where a girl is defending Ekane and she happens to not have the same skin tone as Ekane. And also, even if she is dark-skinned, that still doesn't invalidate her talking points. Dark-skinned people make valid talking points all the time. So notice how instead of addressing Ekane's talking points, instead of addressing the hypocrisy that I call out on this channel, people would rather argue about who's light-skinned and who's not. This person says, this is true, but your tone could be nicer. So once again, we've got a person crying about her tone. So do you see how some people will go out of their way to bully you, and then when you bully them back and you hit them in a place where it hurts them most, or you hit them in a place where they have an inferiority complex the most, then suddenly you're mean, you're bullying me, you're a colorist, you're racist. And it's like, if you're scared of racism and you're scared of colorism, do not come on the internet. Do not watch people that you believe are colorist. Do not engage with people that you believe are colorist. If you're scared of people being colorist towards you, just admit that you're scared of people being colorist towards you and move on, because that's really what this is. A lot of these women who have these inferiority complexes, they're actually scared of people being colorist against them. So if you go and watch Chrissy's latest live stream, she has talked about this. She has said like, oh, Indians are colorist, so don't compliment them. So what she's doing is she is instilling fear in dark-skinned black women, and she wants them to basically walk around being scared of who's colorist and who's not. Oh, can't talk to black men because black men are colorist. Oh, I can't talk to Indian men because I'm scared they're going to be colorist. Oh, I can't follow Ekane because I'm scared she's going to say something colorist. It's going to mess up my self-esteem. And then my inferiority complex is going to come back. She says, you lost me at, y'all look at us like we think we're better than y'all. Girl, you are one of the dark-skinned hoes you bashing. So once again, this person is perpetuating that mindset that light-skinned girls and dark-skinned girls cannot be on the same team. So she's saying you're dark-skinned, so she's bashing you directly. You should be offended. You should be scared of colorism. You should be scared of not fitting in with light-skins. You should be scared of not fitting in with women like Ekane. This person says, my thing is you brown skin. You ain't nowhere near light skin or high yellow. You just talking shit for likes. Girl, ain't no dark skin girl hating. You not even fine, gorgeous, or sexy. So once again, they're trying to say you're not light enough. So do you see how they will try to use your blackness against you? They'll try to use your dark skin tone against you. But when Ekane did the same thing, when she tried to use, the inferiority complex of unambiguous black women against them, then suddenly she was a colorist. But where's all the outrage for these comments here? Where's the outrage for the black community who is still following Ekane right now? She still has like 4 million followers or something like that on TikTok. I checked today. So where's all the outrage for that? Who made Ekane famous? Who made Chris Brown famous? Who made all of these rappers, the people that you say are colorists? Who made all of these actors and all of these colorist women? Who made all of them famous? Who are the main audience members that watch shows like Baddies, or you watch shows like Love and Hip Hop, where there are plenty of women who say all kinds of things on there all the time, and unambiguous black women get enraged all the time, but then they keep watching the show. So this is why I no longer take a lot of the online colorism content seriously, because the same colorism they claim to be fighting against, they themselves are perpetuating all the time. I literally have thousands of screenshots that I've shown on this channel at this point proving that. This person says, is light skin in the room with us? Child, y'all so pressed to be vanilla bean, ice cream, sugar cookie, fuck out of here. So once again, she's accusing this girl of wishing she was light skinned because she happens to agree with someone who is light skinned. So they're doing that because they want you to try to pander to them or try to prove that you're down with dark-skinned black women. So they'll try to gaslight you by saying, oh, you wish you were light-skinned. That's why you're agreeing with someone who's light-skinned. Somebody says, girl, nobody hating on your strong face ass. So now we've got a person trying to masculinize her. And they just did this with Ekane yesterday. So where is all of the black empowerment commentary about that? How they don't want women to be masculinized. I don't see people defending this Exotical here. So all of those talking points that they claim to be pro-black, no, it's only pro-unambiguous, dark-skinned black women. That's who that type of content is for. That's who that rhetoric is for. It doesn't apply to you if you are considered quote-unquote privileged in the black community. And then this person says, you not even light-skinned, though. She talking about you, too, boo. So she's saying that Ekane is talking about her. And that's actually false. Ekane, in the clips that I played yesterday, Ekane was specifically addressing that TikTok creator that she was talking about. So no, she wasn't talking about all dark-skinned, unambiguous black women. So do you see how a lot of these women, they're so easily offended? Like they're
constantly finding something really small to be offended about. Like, oh, she's coming against one dark-skinned black woman. That means that she hates all of us. That means that she's a colorist. Oh, this NBA player, his girlfriend's white. That means that he hates black women. So do you see how a lot of these women have psychologically trained themselves to find error in everything? To the point where nothing is ever good enough for them. You can't even use words like us. You can't use words like they or them. You can't say not all. That's not enough, because this TikTok creator, she used the phrase not all. I heard her say that phrase. Not all dark-skinned black women are like this, but some of you guys like to see lighter-skinned women struggling, or you love to see it when someone lighter than you fails at something. That's why you point out the failures in their relationships. That's why you go out of your way, and you're so shocked because in your mind, Exoticals on such a high pedestal to the point where you're floored at the fact that they got abused, and some people will even throw it in their face. That's all this woman is saying. This girl says, you dark-skinned bitches, when you a shade off from being dark-skinned is crazy. What Ekane said was vile, and it's not the first time she has said something like that. So, first of all, for this person, if you are angry or whatever, why is this even in your algorithm? Like, why is it that content that enrages you is even in your algorithm? That tells me that you are not good at controlling your own internalized emotions, and so you make it very easy to be controlled. It's very easy to control a person's self-esteem if all you have to do is say a word, just say their trigger word, their self-esteem is going to be gone. Just say her trigger word, say the word dark, say the word black, say the word monkey, say the word animal or whatever. Like, you're actually giving people who you perceive as racist, you're actually giving them power over you by being easily triggered. And once again, no smoke for actual white people who are members of the KKK right now, currently doing racist things or saying racist things online. No smoke for actual white people who created racism in the first place. The smoke is for TikTok content creators. This person says, groupie ass woman, you not light skinned, you dark skinned, you hate yourself low key, you ain't slick, Ekane don't know you exist. So once again, now they're trying to humble her by saying basically, Ekane is lighter than you. She looks down on you. She thinks she's better than you. They're hoping that this content creator has an inferiority complex about her skin tone because they're trying to trigger it. They're hoping that she will feel humbled and that she will be silenced. This person says nobody has ever bashed Ekane about her domestic violence. Why do you think she's so popular? Like what? The black community itself made her who she is today. She had nothing but black audience. Like, girl, huh? But that's exactly the problem. Why do you guys keep popularizing these people that you think are so-called colorists? And also, I don't want to hear any more talk about colorism holding back dark-skinned black women from becoming famous or having privilege, because Normani's album came out on June 14th. I don't see shit from Queen Chioma, I Am Eloho, Paris Milan, Lovely T.I., all of these other content creators. By the way, I heard about Lovely T.I. making a video recently on Ekane. I will be watching that and doing a response as well. But a lot of these people who are the content creators who have power to use their social media platforms to promote and uplift dark-skinned black women, they're not actually doing that. Instead, they would rather use their platforms to bash light-skinned women or to remind dark-skinned black women of all the people who supposedly hate them, or all the people who don't want them, and all the people who are colorist against them. This person says, girl, that's never the case. Light-skinned girls like you and Ekane always weaponize their lighter skin complexion like it's something people actually target you for and come for dark-skinned girls. So this person is a dark-skinned black woman that is calling this girl light-skinned. So the same girl that they just called dark-skinned a couple of seconds ago, now there's another dark-skinned black woman calling her light-skinned. This person says, literally, because people don't even go this hard when white bitches get out of line. Exactly. I don't see anybody going after actual racist organizations right now. I don't see people talking about racist white politicians or going against them. No, they want to come for social media content creators because, like I said, this colorism conversation online, it's not about social justice, it's about social status. So what a lot of these women are doing who make the dark-skinned colorism content is they're saying that, hey, dark-skinned black women, we don't have as much social status as the other skin tones, and so we're going to try to destroy their social status. But that's not how you attain social status. That's actually not how you social climb. Anybody who understands sociology would understand this. So if you're a dark-skinned black woman who wants to social climb, you would actually be better off watching Exoticals United or watching channels like this one that actually teach you how to social climb. Show me one video or one piece of content where any of the black empowerment content creators talk about dark-skinned black women social climbing, and they actually give good strategies and proof of how to do that. Name one. I'll wait. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.